in general, which I don't mean is that Cradle jumped on the trend or anything, because we were going a lot longer, before most of these bands. The whole purpose of Cradle and Filth was, and is now, about atmosphere. We have a shirt entitled Nocturnal Supremacy, and it depicts on the back in our usual artistic style. One of the women's wearing what is similar or akin to an SS cap, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the way it's aimed at. It's more symbolism, dominatrix perhaps. Nationalism, racism, fascism doesn't come into the music at all. If anything, I would consider it as being misanthropic. I think people understand that about Cradle and Filth, but our mentality is a little bit more mature than, bringing people down to just skin level, skin colour. I believe that hatred's more than skin deep. I've always lived in England, in the heart of the English countryside. I spent the last 2 years living in a house that probably predates Australia, 1685. It's not unique because where we live, the majority of the houses, are of that age. It's a county that's known throughout England as the Witch County. It's a particularly strange place. It has a certain atmosphere to it. And yeah, that does have an influence. For example, just one example, or two examples, Matthew Hopkins, the Witchfinder General, as popularised by Vincent Price's film. His trail blazed from East Burgold through Hadley, which is the place we live, right through to Lavenham, where most debauched of his crimes were committed against mostly innocents. There's a lot of monuments in our village with testaments to his cruelty, as well as that Borley Rectory was about 8 miles from where we live, which was reputably the most haunted area or house in the entire world. The ghost hunter Harry Price investigated it, and he was totally fascinated with the place, and he went everywhere. That's now since burned down under mysterious circumstances. There's a load of weird shit that goes down there. So much so that a record company friend came to visit us, and she now lives in Hadley. She's fallen in love with it. She's got a fucking cool house as well, on the edge of the graveyard. Who've seen things or people or shapes or felt things in our house on a regularly when they visit. And me and my fiance have a lot of cats, and every now and then there'll just be some really strange thing where collectively they'll just go absolutely apeshit for no particular reason, and always at the same spot. There's weird things happen in the house, but as it happens, despite using a Ouija board in there and reading tarot and stuff, I personally haven't seen anything. I felt it, but it's never been anything definitive. Well, whatever the reason is, whether it's just the fact that there's stigma attached, and a murder scene, for example. If you know that someone's been murdered in the house, it almost becomes sinister. There's a sinister air there, and so everybody's belief in that one sinister air would probably lead to a kind of a psychosis in that particular area, concentrated force. So whether it is just hysteria or, as you've said, like a spiritual force, it does happen, yeah, for sure. I'd say it has the same feel as Dusk and Embrace, that kind of theatric feel. something akin to soundtrack quality. That's what we were intended to do with Dusk and Embrace. Make it sound like it wasn't just 6 musicians playing with a few backing musicians drafting here and there. We wanted to give it a soundtrack quality, something that was like music for the new Armageddon or something like that. But the new album is taking that one step further, but yeah, I would say the same. The romantic stuff has become more romantic, the fast stuff has become faster. A semi-fictional, like occultist treatise on the life and times of Elizabeth Bathory, my heroine. And when I say sort of semi-fictional, I mean it's based upon her life, but it's got my little touches to it. I fucked her myth up. That sounded all really music-y and stuff like that, because I hate all that bullshit. But no, it's just, I think, your outlook on, if you're happy with what you're doing, I think that plays an important part in it. And you just exercise yourself. You don't just suddenly, if somebody would say, right, go on, do something off the album now, I couldn't, because, you can't just slip in and out of it. You have to practice. If you don't rehearse something, you never get any better. And you have to have, like last night, we played for almost an hour, 50 minutes, something like that. It came off, it was cool. Totally cool, it's not a problem. If you get a good mix, we always have really long soundtracks to get the balance right. Because, like doing high and low and what have you, if you don't get your monitors right, you don't know where to pitch from and you end up destroying your throat. But if everything's cool, you hear yourself, you're familiar with how you can create sounds and stuff. You remember you're jumping around as well, you're fucked. Especially in Australia, it's fucking hot.